Hello, my name is Nehal Singh and I will be presenting my digital forensics course final project. I have developed a URL analyzer, a Mozilla Firefox extension that serves the purpose to analyze URLs. Analysis of URL is a two-way process wherein firstly, when a user loads a web page and clicks on the extension, it activates the URL monitoring and then extracts all the URLs from the web page and passes it to VirusTotal. VirusTotal provides a public API which can be used to analyze a URL if it is malicious or not. It has several antivirus engines that run at backend, each analyzing the URL against its database of malicious domains. And finally, it presents the results stating how the engines have categorized the URL. So using this API, we could tell user if a web page is malicious or not. And if it is, then what are the malicious links that are embedded in the website. It also tells user how rigorous monitoring it has done against a URL by telling the number of engines that have analyzed it and how many of them have found it positive. The second part of that extension is the download monitor. When a user is trying to download a file, it triggers the download listener of the extension, which then pauses the download, hooks it to the Cuckoo Sandbox for detonation. Cuckoo Sandbox is an open source software for automatic analysis of suspicious file. It provides an isolated environment wherein it downloads a file and makes use of custom components that monitor the behavior of malicious processes while running it in isolated environment. It also checks the domain against a database of valid signatures and host names, and it calls various APIs during the process and summarizes all the results it has found and generate a score. Based on the score, the extension decides if it needs to cancel the download or resume it. For this extension, if the score is above 5, the extension cancels the download, else resumes it. This extension uses Cuckoo Sandbox 2.0.5 version and is meant for Firefox of 59 version or above. Let's see the working of the extension. I'm running this extension firstly on non-malicious sources. A VirusTotal API is a public API and it has restraint like it can only serve 4 requests per minute. So I have created a web page which does not contain any malicious source. I click on the extension. This enables the extension and I find that there are 0 positives and 67 antivirus engine which have analyzed this URL. The second part is where I'm trying to download a file and it pauses the download and analyze it. So I'm trying to download this file. I click OK. Download has been paused and sent for analysis. We can see in the Cuckoo Sandbox logs that a virtual machine has been started and it is analyzing the download. So firstly, a request is sent to Cuckoo wherein the URL is sent and I am getting the task ID back. And then I uses this task ID to see if it has processed the download, and if the status comes to be reported, then I can fetch the results. So it's analyzing the download. (113) is the task ID created. So I am passing request to view that. The Cuckoo Sandbox virtual machine runs in 2 modes, headless mode and GUI mode. For this, I have enabled GUI mode so that I could see the logs. and if the machine comes up or not. It is still processing. So it has processed the results, and I get the score 1, download resumed. So it is downloading my file now. Whatever, I can go to the interface and look into the results. This is the file, this is the latest file. I can see the score is 1. The download has been completed. Now I'll try this on a malicious file. This contains a malware which I'm trying to download. It will generate a score, and if it is the score that tells the download will resume or not. I'll download this file. Download has been paused and is sent for analysis. The task ID generated is 114. It takes a little time to process and analyze it. So we see that analysis passed with score 1, download resumed. We go here to recent tasks. We see that the score generated is 1. It won't cancel the download because it is not more than 5, but it gives results based on various processes. So it has been completed. Now I will try it for a web page, going on the part 1, web page which contains a malicious link. I click on the extension, it gets enabled, and I see that this URL is found suspicious and it has been reported positive by Bitdefender, Cyradar, Avira and Fortinet. So this is the working of this extension. The future work involves wherein the installation of Cuckoo is a tricky process, but it can be made easy if we use Docker containers to install Cuckoo, and the documentation is not very clear, but in future more if given more time, and this can be done over Docker. One more thing, like VirusTotal has a constraint of processing only 4 requests per minute. We can use some other API or private API which can analyze results uh, which can be much more efficient in this case. Also, we can create our own signatures and embed it in the Cuckoo sandbox. This can be used while we are trying to analyze the latest malware found, because those signatures are not updated, and but if we create our own signatures analyzing the attacks that has already taken place, we can make this extension more efficient. So that's all. Thank you for